AITA for not letting my friend bring her support dog to my wedding? I, 27F, am getting married to my long-term boyfriend, 29M, Dan, in 4 weeks. It's not going to be a super expensive or crazy wedding because we aren't about that kind of thing. And we're saving for a down payment for our first house. But I am so excited to get to spend the rest of my life with this dork. The problem is that my good friend, Maddie, 26F, wants to bring her support dog Hans, 2M. I like Hans. He is really cute and Maddie loves him so much. She got him when he was a puppy because she has diabetes and he can tell when her blood sugar is spiking or something, and he keeps snacks in a pouch that he has on his back. I've never seen him do this, but she says that he is totally specially trained and she spent $2,000 on him. She's worked at home pretty much since she got him. So I don't know how well socialized he is, and I haven't seen him in a large group of people. The thing is that my FMIL, 52F, doesn't like to be around dogs. It's not an allergy. She just had a bad experience with a dog once when she was younger and needed stitches, and now she's afraid of them. I've seen her around dogs and she gets really scared and shaky and needs to get away from the dog. She didn't really like me when me and Dan started dating, and so I'm really afraid of making her not like me again, especially since we live in his hometown and my family is 1,000 miles away. Maddie promises me that Hans is really well behaved and won't run at my FMIL, and she won't need to be near him at all. She says that she needs Hans because what if she goes into diabetic shock, but I told her my FSIL is an nurse, so she would be okay and my FSIL could be like Hans for the night. Also, there are a lot of little kids and Hans is a big dog. I haven't seen him around kids before, so I don't know if he will be okay with them. I asked Dan if he could talk to his mom, but he said that if Hans comes, his mom will walk out of the wedding and she's his mom and she should come first. I really want to make Maddie happy because she's one of my best friends here. But when I told her that Hans couldn't come, she got really mad at me and accused me of putting my FMILs, baby fears, as she calls them, before her life. So Reddit, AITA? I'm not giving a judgment, but you will have to decide who you want at the wedding. Your friend needs the dog. He can smell her blood sugar levels dropping and alert before the distracted FSIL will notice the symptoms. Your FMIL had a traumatic bite from a dog at a young enough age to cause a phobia. This may not be fixable, especially in the short period of time. Any future celebrations, that choice will need made. YTA. This clearly isn't a support dog. This is a service dog. And asking someone to leave their disability aid at home because you will just have another guest take care of them if it's an emergency isn't being a good friend. YTA. It's a service animal. Hypoglycemia is a life-threatening condition for type 1 diabetics. Service dogs who are trained to alert their owner of this condition can prevent your friend from having a seizure or going into a coma if she becomes hypoglycemic for too long. Edit. Diabetic alert dogs are trained to alert the owner 1,530 minutes before they start showing symptoms of hypoglycemia so they can take action before they have a problem. So monitoring blood sugars during the wedding is not a suitable alternative. Second edit to respond to some comments. Yes. A dog you get as a puppy can be properly trained and certified as a service animal if you invest the time and money. Given the info provided, it sounds like this is what happened. Diabetic dogs do not alert once the owner passes out. They alert to changes in blood chemistry prior to actual changes in blood sugar. The alternative is a continuous blood glucose monitor and info on why the friend doesn't have one of those instead of the dog is not provided. Yes. The FMIL is clearly more important in this case, so the friend should never have been invited to begin with. I do not believe it's okay to invite someone who has a service animal and then expect them to leave the animal behind, which is what happened here. If the choice is a dog-free event, then the owner should be excluded from the beginning. Info. Do you not understand what a service dog is? They're not an accessory, they're a necessity. I'm going to go against the trend here and have to say nah. A service dog is definitely different from a support dog, and is required to have a high level of training. Op is definitely misinformed to think that the dog could act up in social situations. They're specifically trained to not do that. However, dog trauma is a very real thing. Especially for people who have been bitten, attacked in their past, it's very real that FMIL could be unable to avoid panic, elevated anxiety around any dogs, regardless of their behavior, to an extent that she couldn't be in the same space as a dog. I don't think there's a clear "ah" in this situation. It seems pretty nah. People are so hung up on the fact that the dog is a legit necessary service animal that they completely disregard the nuances here. OP's fiancé is half the wedding couple here, and he deserves to want his mother there and not be fearful at the event. If you have a phobia, it's not as simple as keeping them separated. She will not be relaxed and unfearful unless she feels safe that the dog won't be there. What did Maddie do before getting this dog? What every other diabetic does. Monitor themselves. She can survive without this dog there. She just doesn't want to. FMIL might do best to be on anti-anxiety medication for the day, but may have reasons not to be on it. Someone close to Op, and someone close to her fiancé, have opposing needs. She is not an off for trying to navigate this best she can. Someone is going to be upset either way. AITA, that's a service dog. If she's at your wedding, he's working, watching her, your future mill would be the last thing on his mind. Service dogs are not the same as a support dog. Nah, it is you're in your fiancé's wedding. You can invite anyone you choose. I would assume having the groom's mother there would be a priority. The groom's mom should come first. I don't like this comment from your friend. Got really mad at me and accused me of putting my FMIL's baby fears, as she calls them, before her life. This is minimizing his mother's fears and maybe trauma if she had been attacked before. This was mean on your friend's part. I would personally say that due to my FMIL's trauma and fears that we are having to exclude you. It is sad, but minimizing your FMIL's phobia is not right either. It's up to you and your future husband to decide the wedding guests. I would not choose my friend over my husband and his mother. It sounds like Maddie can't come to the wedding without her service dog. And that FMIL won't stay at a wedding where there is a dog because of her phobia. It sounds like you and your future husband need to choose between them as guests. And kindly let one of them know they won't be able to attend. Nah. Kobayashi Maru situation. No win. Nah. It doesn't matter what kind of dog it is. It's mill or friend at the wedding. This involves the groom, his wedding too, and his entire side of her new family, versus her friend. If the friend can't use an alternative method, and Op has worked one out, she'll need to sit this one out. What are y'all talking about? Mother of the groom trumps friend of the bride. Does it suck? Absolutely. But there is no compromise here. FMIL is deathly afraid of any dog because she was attacked as young child and as result needed stitches. She's a grown woman and it still affects her. What type of tone and precedence are you setting for your marriage? If you would even think to invite a friend over your husband's mother? Your future children's grandmother. She's going to become your family. NTA. But it's certainly a hard decision and will be a difficult conversation with your friend. YTA for trying to prevent a service dog from coming to your wedding and for volunteering your FSIL for something she didn't agree to. Just because somebody is a nurse doesn't mean they want to play the role of diabetic service dog at a family event. That's demeaning to both your friend and your new in-law, all for the sake of placating FMIL. I would check in with your fiancé about what else he expects you to automatically support his mother in before you actually marry him. Nah, I have a registered assistance dog myself. And whilst I'm legally allowed to take him anywhere, I'm still very conscious about other people too, and whilst it hasn't happened yet, I do really worry about encountering someone with a fear of dogs. Your friend needs her dog with her as he's there with a job, and she really cannot be expected to be without him. At the same time, your mother-in-law shouldn't be made to feel uncomfortable either at her son's wedding over a fear that she cannot control. Sadly, I don't think this is a situation where everyone can be happy. One of them is probably going to have to miss the wedding. And I think in this instance it will have to be your friend, as no one should expect the mother of the groom to miss her own son's wedding. I would hope that your friend would be understanding of that and potentially even offer that solution herself. Yes, it's heartbreaking that she may miss out, but fears are very real to the people with them too. If it were just a general guest, then that would be different and they could be made aware and choose themselves whether to attend, knowing there would be a dog there. But the mother of the groom really is a different matter. Could you and your friend do something special together before, after instead? I hope you are able to sort something without too much upset for anyone involved. Sorry. FMIL comes first. She should not have to worry about her fears at her son's wedding. I understand this is an actual medical dog and very important. But if you have talked to both her and the nurse, friend needs to accept no dog for the evening or not come. NTA. Nah. Maddie needs the dog. Your future husband's mom has a phobia. Since Maddie can't come without the dog, and your FMIL can't be around them, you and your FH need to decide whose presence is more important. In this case, it looks like Maddie has to stay home instead of the groom's mother. Everyone blasting YTA. A phobia is a disability too. And a wedding not a public space that needs to accommodate service dogs. NTA. FMIL is an important part of her son's wedding. Sorry, but mom trumps best friend in this case. It really does suck that her friend and service dog are excluded, but it's unreasonable to exclude the mother of the groom on their special day. I'm so bewildered by these comments. Definitely NTA. It's also the groom's wedding. Of course he wants his mother to be there and be comfortable. It is not your friend's wedding. It's unfortunate if she can't attend, but I'm so baffled as to why she would even expect you to go to bat over her and her dog's attendance. This is your future family you're talking about. Sorry to say, but you have to prioritize. If she can't come, then she can't come, and don't lose any sleep over it. Your FMIL has a phobia of dogs, a medical condition. Your friend has diabetes, a medical condition. Sounds like you have to choose between two people with a medical condition. Your future husband will want his mother at the wedding. I'm sorry that this makes it either hard for your friend or means your friend can't come. But it seems like there is no choice. Is there any reason your friend doesn't have a glucose monitor or other option that she can use for the hour or two that Hans won't be available? NTA. NTA. The problem here is that the solution that Maddie requires is the thing that triggers your future mother-in-law's phobia. Regardless of how well Hans is trained, his presence will trigger FMIL. You can't tell your groom that his mother can't attend. You need to have a frank discussion with Maddie Apologize to her that you are unable to accommodate her and why. Let her know how sorry you are. And she can decide if she wants to manage her diabetes in a different way to attend. It's unfortunate, but sometimes that's how things work out. I hope you're prepared not to have her at your wedding and for an end to your friendship. If her diabetes is severe enough to require a specialized service dog, she'd be risking her life by attending without it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.